10 years of grinding on the trading floor. Thousands of high-stakes trades executed in a heartbeat. Only 1 in 1,000 survives the first volatility spike. You are finally sitting in that corner office in Manhattan. The hum of the Bloomberg terminal is your only heartbeat. You have finally reached the top of the financial world. But none of this success prepares you for what follows. Making money is easy compared to moving the whole market. Most traders think they are playing a fair game here. They are wrong about how the real money is made. Every level of manipulation requires a piece of your soul. What nobody tells you is how far you must go. There is a price for collapsing a stock or currency. You are about to learn what each level actually costs. The dream was cheap. The reality was even cheaper. You are 22 years old. Your office is a plastic folding table in a cramped studio in Queens. The air smells like burnt espresso and stale pizza. You have a laptop with a cracked hinge. You have 3 Discord monitors glowing in the dark. You have no trading license. You have no boss. You only have a high-speed internet connection and a total lack of empathy. Your only companion is a dying succulent on the windowsill. The neon light from the bodega downstairs flickers against your walls. This is the world of microcap stocks. These are companies with market caps under $250 million. Most of them are just empty shells. They have no real products. They have no actual revenue. They are incredibly thin and highly volatile. It takes very little buying pressure to move the ticker price. The SEC calls this a pump and dump scheme. You call it the first step toward the corner office. Are you afraid of the federal regulations? Not when you are this hungry. You find a ticker symbol named PHRM. It is a biotech company on paper only. It claims to have a patent for a rare neurological cure. In reality, it is just a mailing address in a Delaware office park. You buy 80,000 shares at 4 cents each. Your total investment is $3,200. Now you start the engine. You enter the Wall Street Bets forums under 40 different identities. You talk about a leaked FDA approval report. You post screenshots of fake internal memos. You use fire emojis. You use rocket ships. You speak the language of pure greed. The retail crowd is always hungry for a win. They see your posts and they start buying immediately. The trading volume spikes. The price moves to 10 cents, then 20. You watch the Discord channels explode with the fear of missing out. People are talking about quitting their jobs. They are using their credit cards to buy more. They are gambling their children's college funds on a lie you manufactured. You feel a surge of small power. It is a rush that makes your hands shake. Is this legal? The market does not care about your morals. By 3 p.m., the stock hits 60 cents. Your $3,200 is now $48,000. You watch the order book like a hawk. You see the momentum starting to fade. You hit the sell button. Your entire position is liquidated in a single heartbeat. Then you stop posting. You delete every fake account. You watch the price collapse back to 5 cents in minutes. The chat rooms turn into a digital graveyard of anger and despair. Thousands of people just lost their life savings. You don't feel their pain at all. You only feel the cold weight of the profit. You get a generic enforcement letter from the SEC. It is just a warning about unusual trading activity. You toss it into a pile of junk mail next to the pizza boxes. You realize you have finally outgrown the basement in Queens. The retail games are for children and amateurs. You want to see how the real sharks move the entire world. An encrypted message arrives on your phone at midnight. It is a recruiter from a boutique hedge fund in Connecticut. The offer was real. The innocence was not. Was the thrill worth the cost? The bank account says yes, the offer was real. The peace of mind was not. You are now 26 years old. You traded the plastic folding table in Queens for a mahogany desk in Greenwich, Connecticut. You work for a boutique hedge fund. Your salary is $300,000 plus a performance bonus. You have a view of the Long Island Sound. You wear a custom-tailored suit that costs more than your first car. You are no longer just a retail predator. You are an insider. In the world of high finance, information is the only currency that truly matters. Most people call it research. We call it material non-public information, or MNPI. It is the secret sauce of the elite. It is knowing a merger is happening before the CEO's wife does. It is illegal under Section 10b-5 of the Securities Exchange Act. The SEC spends millions trying to catch people like you. They look for suspicious trading patterns. They look for phone calls before major earnings reports. But they cannot catch a whisper in a steakhouse. You are at a high-end steakhouse in Greenwich. The air is thick with the smell of dry-aged beef and expensive Cabernet. You are sitting across from a director of a Fortune 500 tech firm. He doesn't say the word sell. He just looks tired. He sips his wine and mentions a production bottleneck in the Asian facilities. He slides a cocktail napkin across the table. It has a single number written on it. Minus 40%. That is the projected earnings miss. That is the secret. It is a bomb waiting to go off. You go back to your office at midnight. You don't execute a massive sell order immediately. That would trigger an algorithm alert. Instead, you build a complex hedge. You buy put options over 3 days. You use offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. You move $50 million of the fund's capital into a massive short position. You are betting on failure. You are betting against the public. You feel the tension in your chest. It is a cold, metallic fear. You remember Rajaratnam and his wiretaps. You remember Martha Stewart and her prison sentence for much less than this. Tuesday morning arrives. The earnings report drops at 4 a.m. The stock price plunges 38% in pre-market trading. Your fund just made $12 million in profit while you slept. Your boss gives you a silent nod in the hallway. No one asks how you knew. Everyone just wants the quarterly returns. You spend your weekend at a party in the Hamptons. You are surrounded by people who do exactly what you do. You realize you cannot tell your old friends from Queens how you made your money. You are wealthy, but you are a ghost in your own life. A prestigious firm in London calls you. They want you to manage a billion-dollar desk. They offer you a significant share of the carry. It is the exit offer every trader dreams of. You look at your empty apartment and your expensive watch. You realize the numbers are getting bigger, but the walls are closing in. You refuse the offer. You want more than just a desk. You want to control the plumbing of the system itself. You want to be the one who decides what money is actually worth. You are ready for the machines. Worth it? The spreadsheet says yes. The technology was perfect. The connection to reality was broken. You are now 31 years old. You moved from the mahogany desk in Greenwich to a windowless room in Secaucus, New Jersey. This is where the servers live. They are housed in massive cages of black steel. They are connected directly to the exchange's matching engine by miles of glowing fiber. Every millimeter of cable is measured to ensure fairness for the machines. Every microsecond is a lifetime of profit. You no longer care about the names of companies. You no longer care about products or CEOs. You only care about the latency of the signal. You are an architect of chaos. In this world, you don't trade stocks. You trade overflow. You pay retail brokers millions of dollars just to see their customers buy and sell orders before they hit the public exchange. This is the ultimate predatory edge. It is called payment for order flow. Your algorithms scan billions of data points per second. They detect a pattern of retail buying in a tech stock. They buy the stock a fraction of a penny cheaper and sell it back to the public a fraction of a penny higher. It is a tiny tax on every trade made in the world. You are the invisible middleman of the nice. You are the house that always wins. You sit in front of 12 glowing monitors. There are no price charts here. There are only heat maps of liquidity and cascading lines of green code. You watch the microwave towers on the roof of the data center. They send signals across the Atlantic faster than light traveling through glass. You feel like a digital god. You are not managing money anymore. You are managing the physics of the financial system. You have created a masterpiece of mathematical violence. It is a high-frequency trading algorithm named Reaper. It is designed to find weakness in the market and exploit it until the liquidity vanishes into thin air. The date is May 6. The time is 2:45 p.m. The Reaper detects a massive sell order in the MNPI 500 futures. It starts to hit every bid with the speed of a lightning strike. Other algorithms see the sudden drop and they start to sell in a blind panic. Within minutes, the Dow Jones Industrial Average plunges nearly 1,000 points. It is the flash crash. You watch the screen in a state of frozen silence. You see blue-chip stocks like Procter & Gamble, trading for a single penny. You see others, trading for $100,000. The entire market has lost its mind, and you are the one who pulled the digital trigger. You see the real-time data cascading down. You realize that in those 4 seconds of algorithmic madness, the Reaper wiped out the retirement accounts of 40,000 people. These were teachers in Ohio. These were mechanics in Texas. These were nurses in Florida. They don't know what a matching engine is. They don't know what latency means. They only know that their life savings vanished because of a glitch in a machine they never saw. Your screen shows a realized profit of $18 million for the firm. You should be celebrating with the team, but you just feel cold. You look at your hands in the blue light. They are clean. There is no blood on your suit, only code. Your phone rings in the silence of the server room. It is a representative from a sovereign wealth fund in the Middle East. They don't want to buy your algorithm. They want you to move the entire currency of a developing nation for them. They offer you a seat at the secret table, where wars are funded and borders are redrawn. You look at the servers in the dark. They are humming a mindless mechanical tune. You realize you are tired of the machines. You want to see the world burn in person. You turn off the monitors and walk out. Worth it? The Reaper says yes. The machines were the fuel. The world is the fire. You are now 39 years old. You have moved beyond the silicon cages of New Jersey. You are sitting in a suite at the Dorchester in London. The windows overlook Hyde Park. The morning fog is thick and gray. You are not trading a company. You are trading a nation. You are no longer an architect of chaos. You are a country killer. Currency is a promise made by a government. It is backed by reserves or just belief. When a country keeps its currency artificially high, it creates a fracture. You look for that fracture. You look for the moment when a central bank can no longer defend its peg. This is macroeconomic warfare. It is not about earnings. It is about interest rates and national pride. You use the leverage of the entire global financial system as your primary weapon. If you've made it this far, you're exactly who this channel is for. It is September 1992. The British pound is tied to the European exchange rate mechanism. The Bank of England promises to keep the value high. But you know they are lying. You know they don't have the reserves to stop you. You start the attack at dawn. You borrow billions of pounds. You sell them for German marks. You do it over and over. You create a black hole in the currency market. Every billion you sell forces the Bank of England to buy. They use their national savings to stop your tide. It is a game of chicken with $100 billion on the line. You saw the panic in the news. You saw the chancellor raising interest rates to 15%. You saw the central bank burning through its reserves in hours. You didn't blink. You sold more. You leveraged your fund 10 to 1. You were the single biggest short seller in human history. You were George Soros before the world knew his name. You were the man who broke the Bank of England. The pound collapsed. The peg snapped. Black Wednesday became your payday. You made $1 billion in profit in a single day. You did it from a hotel room with a telephone. You sit in your quiet suite and watch the television. The news shows lines at the banks. People are losing their homes because of the interest rate spikes. Families are watching their life savings lose 20% of their value in a single afternoon. You look at the screen and see your reflection in the glass. You see a man who just broke a nation. You feel nothing but a profound, hollow silence. The money is just a digital tally. The damage is a scar on a civilization. You have reached the summit of the hierarchy. Your phone stays silent for the first time in years. There are no more recruiters. There are no more bosses. You are the apex predator of the global economy. You can collapse a currency with a single phone call. You can move the Fed with a rumor. You have everything you ever wanted. But you can't remember the last time you felt the sun. You look at the business card on the table. It has no name. Only a number. Worth it? The silence is the answer. The other side. Here's what the hierarchy you just climbed does not show you. You are now 45. You sit in your glass penthouse on Billionaire's Row. Central Park is a dark void below. The lights are off. The air is filtered. There is a succulent on the table. It is dead. It turned to dust months ago. You were too busy shorting the euro to notice the soil had died. You won the game. You manipulated currencies and crushed retail predators. You have $1 billion in offshore accounts, but you have no one to call at midnight. You are a ghost in your own life. Statistics show 80% of marriages in this zip code fail. Yours ended twice over a speakerphone during a margin call. Depression isn't a medical condition here. It is just the cost of carry. You take a yellow cab in the Nicey rain. The driver is whistling a lo-fi tune. He has no Bloomberg. He has no insider information. He is looking at the road with calm eyes. He is free. You are a prisoner of the red and green candles. You own the world, but you are the one who was sold. Worth it? The silence in the cab is the only honest thing you have left. You are finally sitting in that corner office in Manhattan. The hum of the Bloomberg terminal is your only heartbeat. You climbed every level of the hierarchy. You manipulated the masses. You outsmarted the machines. You even broke a nation. The spreadsheet says you won, but the penthouse is silent. The air is filtered but empty. The succulent on your desk is still dead. You have everything you ever wanted, and you have nothing left at all. Look at the business card on the mahogany desk. It has a name and a title, but strip those away. Remove the firm and the billions. Who are you without the name on that card? Are you still a person, Or are you just a collection of trades and whispers? You realize too late that the ticker never sleeps. It just demands more of you. You are the ultimate liquidity in a game that never ends. You look out at the lights of New York City. 1,000 people are sleeping while you watch the Tokyo Open. You have moved the world, but you have no one to call at 3 a.m. Was it worth it? The cold silence in the glass box is the only answer. You reached the end of the journey. You just didn't know the cost until you arrived.